Time now to take a look at the front page of some select national dailies this morning to give you a sense of the stories making the rounds across the country. Don't expect so much because it's been a weekend of festivity, Good Friday as well as Easter, but these are the stories making the headlines on the front page of our first newspaper, the Daily Trust newspaper for today. And we start from the top left. Debt. Kaduna APC suspends women leader for criticizing Governor Sani. And I did say that somewhere. Things are heating up rather in Kaduna because of this particular statement, which I believe may have been misunderstood, especially if you look at Erufai's son's comment. Erufai himself has not commented on this particular issue.
I don't think he will.
But also, it's about the facts of the matter. I mean, the governor didn't need to say it. People already should know if they have access to some of this information. That the Kaduna Development Program, also it is called, was financed with borrowed funds. And those funds have to be paid back because the people who gave the Kaduna State government those funds didn't do it just because they love Kaduna. They're doing it because of business. So it's causing quite the ripple.
But it's quite sad, for her to be suspended.
I saw the.
It shouldn't be so. Where's the freedom of democracy?
I saw the interview. It was distasteful, and she wasn't towing the party line. There's always punishment for going against the grain, for speaking out in such manner because it is divisive. I think the governor's comments were not meant to, attack Governor Rufai per se. But
it's those who feel, exonerate himself from the
exactly, to buy some time or expect people to manage their expectations. Nigeria records 55.2 billion naira trade imbalance with the United Kingdom. It's safe to say that it has never been balanced, but this is further creating a lot more gaps in that area. Easter, ACF urges prayers for security and the economy. And the big story on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper today is from Kebbi State, where residents have looted government and private warehouses. Palliatives not solution to hardship, according to Balsa governor. And Kuka charges Tinubu on food, physical security. And you see some of the images there from Kebbi State. The looting continues, and at some point, even we as members of the public need to be honest with ourselves and say, listen, this is not a solution either. We're indicting our leaders for being corrupt, for poor performances, but this is what we do. And people try to rationalize why they're doing this. I don't think there is any level of hunger that would push me into looting anybody's property.
Indeed.
I don't want to be tested, in that situation.
Hopefully we don't get
stealing private resources.
It all starts like that. It's not okay. It's not okay just because you feel you don't have, then you can go and get from someone who does. It's the same thing as attacking someone on the road and collecting their things because you don't have.
It is wrong, either way.
However we want to paint it, it's a very bad thing.
Ceasefire talks resume as Israel kills 400 Palestinians in just 2 weeks. The attacks also affected people in our industry, and it's just signposting the gaps internationally and how we are unable to address this humanitarian crisis that is unfolding right before our eyes. 20 die of Lassa fever in Benue. More on that on page 12. Kano sacks 3 health workers, suspend 3 others over extortion. Good one.
Really good. And we need more of that.
Yeah. In the southeast, police killed 2, recover firearms in IPOB ESN hideout. That is a look at the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper for today. Pick it up and do some further reading to follow any of these interesting stories that you maybe are interested in.
Indeed. Oil theft persists in the Niger Delta despite militarization, the private security. This is the major story of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And as usual, of course, there is a detailed reported oil theft incident in the first quarter of 2024. All the details of that is there in the infography. There we have 2,426 oil theft incidents were reported in the first quarter of 2024 as oil production struggles to hit 1.78 mbpd target. And there's also details of the production volume there.
Yeah, that's
yes,
million
honestly.
barrels per day. There's so much corruption in that area. There's so much, we talk about the Okwama killings in Delta State of the 17 soldiers. Some of that there is a connection to, oil
The land and
bunkering,
oil
theft, and all of that, because Okwama and Opoloba community, for instance, have been fighting each other over some of these illegal refineries.
Who owns this?
Yeah, exactly. So, what is going on there? I mean, what is the point of getting government Tompolo, the security outfit Tantita, if we cannot get the results?
It's really
paying,
unfortunate.
I'm first of all not comfortable with paying an ex-militant or any other security. I don't think security should be outsourced to anybody. That is the job of the government.
Sure.
If the government cannot guarantee security, I don't think the government should be, running the show. However, these are vital revenue sources to the nation, and I don't think the government should be outsourcing it. I understand that you want to localize security to a certain extent, but it's clearly not working, Sumaya. The data shows that it's not working.
At every level. I mean, crude oil has been stolen every day on a daily basis, and we even see, the government security doing all they can in order to make sure they minimize all of this. But it keeps escalating, and it boils back to saboteurs. A lot of people benefit from all of this. Every day there's a raiding of new illegal refineries.
Another one pops up.
And you're wondering, how is this happening? How can the government be aware of all of this? And there's something is just lagging. Did you forget
when Wike was still governor of Rivers State, and he indicted one of the divisional police officers for his involvement in oil bunkering? So it's safe to say that there are some members within our security architecture that are also benefiting from this illegality.
Indeed.
And that, to me, is one of the reasons why it continues unabated. Because there are some people within the system that are compromised.
They don't want it to.
So, yeah.
It's really a sad situation. Well, if you want to get the details of that, then you can pick the Daily Trust, the Guardian newspaper, beg your pardon, and get the details of that situation. I think Nigerians should be equipped with this knowledge of what is happening when it comes to the oil in the Niger Delta and in Nigeria as a whole. Besides that, we have man kills friend over motorcycle and dumps body in the bush. Sad one there. Islamic clerics, 2 others arrested for possessing human parts in Ondo State. What is happening in Nigeria? Why Nigerians suffer unstable power supply by the TCN? I think every Nigerian would want to hear that. What is happening? I mean, the Maraba Road just was congested this morning. I mean, they had to take the one way all through because that windy moment. Yes, this morning.
I mean, it's a no-work day, isn't it?
It is a no-work day, but because of people have plans and all of that.
Or so maybe they're traveling back, or
could be, or going out. It's still it's the festivity. It's still the holiday. So people literally had to take one way because yesterday's rain and wind and all that fell a pole and it crossed the road. So you can't really go and climb that. The implications of that. So everybody had to just use one road, and it's something that should have been swiftly taken off the street due to how hazardous that could get. But we would want to see what TCN are saying, because Nigerians are tired when it comes to electricity problem and how not so quick they get in fixing all of this. Away from that, we have resident warn pro-Wike lawmakers over impeachment threat. Are we still on that? We have the CSO's right CJN laments poor state of judiciary.
It's an ongoing thing. I heard the police commissioner's position on Wike's motorcade. I think Rivers State is getting ugly. The politics there is bad. There's a lot of bad blood, and this feud between the governor and the minister of the federal capital is looking not just intense, but things could tip over.
At any time.
Yeah, at any time. And it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
It's not fair on the people of Rivers, is all we're going to see on that one.
Yeah. It's the people that will suffer.
The people are the ones suffering with all of this, because let's be honest, the governor is not fully concentrating on what the state should get at this point because of this rivalry. All right, away from that, we have Sani, Wiki and others get ultimatum to publish agreements and account for 5.9 trillion naira, about $4.6 billion loans. Yeah, you'll find that details on page 6. Imperative of managing fallout of Okwama killings. You get that story also on The Guardian. Go to court. Financial burden of prosecuting electoral matches in Nigerian courts. There's just a lot of drama happening. These are some of the stories that you find on The Guardian newspaper this morning. And due to time, of course, we would have to put a stop here on the show. Of the show, thank you so much for staying with us all through 2 hours of amazingness. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Do have a lovely day.
I'm going to add that word to my vocabulary for today. Thank you most kindly for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, Emmanuel Fashion will be joining you shortly at the top of the hour to give you the latest in sports. It's been a mouth-watering weekend, even though quite disappointed with Manchester City and Arsenal ending in a goalless draw. But I believe there's a lot more coming your way right here on Trust TV. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. We'll see you tomorrow.